They just shocked in Baltimore. They're by the Ravens 36-35 in a game that came down to the final play.
I know, it was such a nail biter. To break it all down, our Neil Jones, he joins us live from his living room for AM Huddle. Neil, what are you drinking? This is sponsored by Community America. Good morning.
Well, they gave me this cup, and so I'm drinking water because it's too early to make coffee. I'm not even sure I know how to make coffee very good. Every time I make it, it turns out terrible. So I'm sipping some water. But I bet you, Kelly and Gina, I bet there are a bunch of people in Kansas City today who are pounding the coffee because they stayed up way too late last night watching that game.
And it was a frustrating game, Neil.
It really was. Boy, it didn't start out that way, though. It started out pretty good. Tyrann Mathieu, in his return to football, was unbelievable last night. He opens up the contest with one of two interceptions he had on the evening. And this ends up being a pick six that gave the Chiefs an early 7-0 lead. With Tyreek Hill double covered all night long, Patrick Mahomes turns to Byron Pringle, and his 40-yard touchdown would give the Chiefs a 28-17 advantage in the third quarter. And Mahomes gets a big night from Travis Kelce, who caught 7 passes for 109 yards and this 46-yard touchdown. It was an exciting start. I thought the Chiefs were going to win it, but it didn't work out that way.
I know. Things were looking really good until Baltimore's quarterback seemed to just take over the game.
Yeah, this guy, I don't know about you all, but, you know, we've heard about him for years, and you see him play well against other people. He hadn't played great against the Chiefs until last night. Boy, he was unbelievable. He threw for a bunch of yards, over 230 yards, including a 42-yard touchdown here to Marquise Brown. That cuts the lead to just 4 in the third quarter, but he also turned this game around with his legs. He runs for 107 yards and 2 scores. He'd never beaten the Chiefs until last night, but he was massive. Big star last night.
Yeah, in the post-game interview, he said his coach asked him what he wanted to do, and he's like, I'm going for it. So, look, Neil, I really thought the Chiefs were going to win that kick for that game-winning field goal. I was kind of off and on, dozing, but I saw that part out of the corner of the eye, and they missed it.
Oh, listen, it was a killer. It was a killer. I mean, the Chiefs are driving. It's set up for them to win the game, but then it ends with disaster as Clyde Edwards-Helaire has the ball knocked out of his hands. It is his first NFL fumble, and it costs the Chiefs the game. Guys, a lot to unpack from this one. Social media all over the defense for not being able to stop the Ravens. Folks, I guarantee the Ravens and the Browns last week are two of the best running teams in all of football, and the Chiefs have played them back-to-back. The teams that they're going to play down the road cannot run the football like the Ravens did last night, and there are very few quarterbacks, if any, that are as good at running the football as Lamar Jackson. The Chiefs' offense played well enough to win, except Mahomes threw a bad interception. The offensive line got beat a little bit, and at the end of the day, their inability to run the football, they just couldn't run. You know, the Chiefs couldn't run, and it made them a little too predictable. Guys, did you guys stay up for the whole thing?
Neil, come on now.
I was dozing in and out. I can't tell you what I saw last night.
But it was kind of rough news to wake up to. That was the first thing I went and looked up this morning, and I was like, oh, no, not the way you want to start a Monday, but just such a good, close game. And we learned some lessons this week, Neil.
Yeah.
I think we did. We did. You know, my wife was going to watch the first half and go to bed because she has an early day today.
Yeah.
I called her, or she called me after the game was over. What happened? I think she's like a lot of people. It was such an exciting game, they couldn't turn away, so they ended up staying up way, way too late.
Well, next Sunday, we will be way less tired because the Chiefs are hosting the Chargers. I believe it's a noon game. You can see that right here on KCTV5. Neil, thanks for the huddle. Always good to see you.